Over 4 million eligible voters go to the polls in by and rerun elections in the country. CBN to stop cash reverse requirement debit for banks, and federal government partners states on subnational electricity market. These and more on Panorama today. I am Zenret Dingun. Thanks for joining us. By and rerun elections are currently ongoing in 80 local government areas of 26 states of the Federation. A total of 4.6 million registered voters are expected to be participating in the exercise to fill vacancies in the 3 senatorial districts, 17 federal and 28 state constituencies and 575 registration areas and wards. The by-election is in 9 states to replace members who passed on or resigned their membership of the national and state assemblies, while the rerun elections are in accordance with orders by the election appeal tribunals. Voting commenced at 8:30 this morning in most parts of Dadi Kamba local government area of Kebbi State, where security operatives were also on ground to ensure that the exercise was conducted hitch-free. Abdul Jalil Mohammed Bawa has more.
Right now I'm at a polling unit in Geza town, one of the polling units which the court ordered that a rerun election should be conducted, and already election has since been started. Accreditation and election rather are conducted simultaneously, and people are queuing up to ensure they exercise their franchise, and security agencies of the Nigerian police force are already on ground to ensure that there is a peaceful conduct of the exercise in Geza town of Dandi local government area of Kebbi State. Abdul Jalil Mohammed Bawa, NTA News.
And rerun election into the Saki West State Assembly commenced as early as 8:30 in the morning as voters besieged polling centers to cast their ballots. Correspondent Sefiu Olanio reports that INEC officials conducted both accreditation and voting simultaneously, and voters were performing their voting rights unhindered. Security agents were also on ground to forestall any eventuality. The Independent National Electoral Commission in Saki West area of Oyo State had earlier distributed election materials to the polling units where the rerun elections, as ordered by the court, is scheduled to hold at Odo, Oshun and Ogbalanja in Saki West of Oyo State. Let's now join Jos for some updates with Caleb Gochin.
We are at the Holshe Registration Center, where 2 polling units are located. For now, not many voters have turned out for this exercise, whatever the reason is, but we feel this is not the national election whereby the whole state is involved. For now, it's only the Plateau North Senatorial District seat that is vacant, and then the Jos North Bassa Federal Constituency. So these are the 2 seats that are being vied for.
Well, smoothly, no problem. There's no.
Now, Musa Toliat in Lagos will give us a peep into the exercise in Lagos. Hello, Musa.
Hello studio, many thanks for joining us in Lagos. We are here in Surulere Federal Constituency 1, where by-election to fill the vacant seats left by the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, actually occupied before now. Now, election here has been peaceful so far from everywhere we have been. The polling units, we have been to several wards to here, and they've been peaceful, and voters have comported themselves very well. Security agents have also been deployed effectively, and everywhere is calm and voting is going on peacefully. But what we have noticed is there's been a lot of apathy. A lot of people are not actually coming out to vote. Perhaps they don't know the whole essence of a by-election. Now, according to INEC, Surulere Federal Constituency 1 consists of 6 wards and 258 polling units. And that means INEC had to deploy 258 BVAS machine to ensure that there's hitch-free election here. But voter apathy, like I said, has been the bane of the whole election today. A few minutes ago, the chief of staff actually came here to cast his ballot, and he has actually left. But I have some polling agents here and observers who can actually talk to us about the conduct of the election so far. Sir, let's just quickly get your reaction, your observation of the conduct of the election so far.
Thank you. The election is very, very peacefully, but the turnout is very, very low because it's a by-election. And another aspect of this is that we have a free movement of road in every access to the Surulere local government. That is why the causes of the turnout rate is very, very low. But according to the election is very free and fair. People come out in a little bit form, and we thank God everything went all smoothly.
Okay, everything went on smoothly like the agent said, but we also noticed that perhaps there is low voter education, which probably could be, the major reason for the low turnout of voters here in Surulere Federal Constituency 1 in Lagos.
Okay, thank you so much, Musa. We hope to get more updates from you. In the meantime, the Corps Marshal Federal Road Safety Corps, Dauda Alibiu, has ordered operatives of the Corps to enforce compliance on restrictions of vehicular movement. The directive issued by the Corps Marshal in a statement also mandates the personnel to clear obstructions from the roads, carry out rescue operations in case of emergencies, and maintain orderliness in polling booths. In the same vein, adequate mobilization has also been made for operational tools, including deployment of vehicles, tow trucks, as well as ambulances to strengthen enforcement of restrictions during the entire process of the elections. He warns the personnel deployed to play active roles and exhibit the highest sense of professionalism, and admonishes them to avoid any temptation that could lead to abuse of the rights of electorates. The Corps Marshal wishes the electorates a peaceful, free and fair elections. We'll take a break now. Panorama continues in a moment. Thanks for staying with us on Panorama. Now, the by-election in Guma local government area of Benue State is ongoing peacefully with impressive turnout of voters. Tena Uma is our guide.
The by-election for Guma 1 state constituency that is being conducted today follows the resignation of the former member representing the constituency, who was appointed commissioner by the government of Benue State. In today's by-election, we have a total number of 116 polling units where elections are going to be conducted across 6 council wards that make up Guma 1 state constituency. I am right now at the RCM polling unit in Daudu, where elections are taking place. And as you can see, the voters have come out in very large numbers. The elderly, the women, they have turned out to cast their ballot. The environment is peaceful, the place is orderly, security personnel are everywhere to ensure that there is no breakdown of law and order. For now, everything is going on smoothly in the by-election for the state constituency. In the government area of Benue State,
And Susan is in Asaba to give us an update on the elections from that end. Hello, Susan. Hello, Susan. If you can hear me, can you tell us what is happening right now at Asaba? Susan? Okay, we will be joining Susan later in the course of the bulletin. Industrial revolution. Nigeria is aiming towards an industrial revolution, an ambitious target, you may say. But the Minister of Steel Development, Abubakar Audu, has no doubt in his mind as he disclosed a 3-year roadmap to revitalize Ajaokuta Steel Company. This was during an interactive session with newsmen in Abuja. Ekene Ndulue reports.
90% of Nigeria's steel demand is reportedly imported, with only 10% produced locally, a situation believed to be inimical to industrial growth in the country. Minister of Steel Development says all that is about to change now, as the president has mandated revitalization of the steel sector, beginning with revamping the Ajaokuta Steel Company.
We would also put together a 3-year roadmap for the revival of the Ajaokuta Steel Complex. Part of what we would also do within that 3 years is to concession it to a concessionaire that has the required skill set to be able to actually have liquid steel production coming out of the blast furnace.
A 10-year roadmap for the sector is also in the works, with plans to structure the Nigeria Metallurgical Institute to provide required manpower in the steel industry.
We have also engaged with foreign investors to come and start a new steel plant. We expect that we should be able to bring in excess of $10 billion into the economy and create in excess of 500,000 direct and indirect jobs for Nigerians.
Although unsuccessful attempts have been made to revamp the steel sector in the past, the minister says this time things will be different. In Abuja, Ekene Ndulue, NTA News.
Now let's join our Maiduguri Network Center with Abubakar for more on Panorama.
That's true, Zored. It's actually good to see you this afternoon. Not less than 3 billion naira has been invested by the present administration in Borno State as scholarship bursary in support of its students studying at various institutions of learning within and outside the country. Murjana Hassan has an overview of the scholarship program.
Education was the first and one of the worst hit sectors targeted by the protracted Boko Haram insurgency. The present administration of Governor Babagana Umar Zulum inherited traumatized teachers, parents and students that despite unprecedented investment in developing educational infrastructures, the tempo of teaching and learning has not reached expected level. This is what informed the huge investment in the scholarship program for indigenous Borno State students, an effort that has paved ways for many students that has lost hope in pursuing their career.
We were extremely happy to get the scholarship. This is a kind gesture. We want to assure the state governor, Babagana Umar Zulum, that we work hard and we be good ambassadors to Borno State.
I am here to appreciate the governor of Borno State for the unexpected scholarship given to us, and we really appreciate and we promise to work hard.
Thank the executive governor of the state for this kind gesture, and we assure him that we are going to utilize this gesture and we are going to make him proud, inshallah.
Reports from the State Scholarship Board indicate that the administration of Professor Babagana Umar Zulum reintroduced the payment of scholarship allowances to students of Borno State as part of efforts towards scaling up productivity in both the education system, healthcare sector, and other allied development projects and programs. Only recently, the state government released over 400 million naira for the sponsorship of nursing and midwifery students and another 93 million naira as scholarship for the orphans of slain civilian JTF who paid the spring during Boko Haram crisis. Statistics from the board indicate that since inception, the Zulum-led administration has invested over 3 billion naira for the sponsorship of Borno indigenous students at various institutions of learning, both in Nigeria and abroad. In Maiduguri, Murjana Hassan, NTA News.
Thank you, Murjanatu. Education is one of the sectors that have suffered setback as a result of the Boko Haram insurgency, but with the coming of Professor Babagana Umar Zulum as the Borno State Governor, a lot is being done to revive the sector. Hence, the introduction of scholarship award to students of Borno extraction, among so many other programs geared towards boosting education in the state. Now, to shed more light on scholarship in Borno, we have with us in the studio at this point the Executive Secretary, Borno State Scholarship Board, Isa Bala. A warm welcome to you on Panorama.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
All right. Executive Secretary, how many students have so far benefited from the scholarship since inception of the present administration in Borno?
Alhamdulillah, from the inception of this administration of Professor Babagana Umar Zulum in 2019 to date, so far we have provided scholarship to about 73,685 students of Borno State indigenes in various tertiary institutions across the country and overseas.
All right, Executive Secretary, can you tell us the level of progress made so far with regards, the improving the performance of students in various higher institutions of learning?
Actually, there is a massive improvement in at least the seek for knowledge by Borno State indigenes. When we compare to the predicament we find ourselves in, the insurgency period where education was almost at a stop because most schools were closed for almost a period of 1 year. So it is a great setback to Borno State people, but thank God with the coming of Professor Babagana Umar Zulum, with the advance of the scholarship, I think a lot of young men and women have gone back to school, and at least the number has been increasing. Because in 2019 we sponsor only, I think, 17,000 students, while today we have almost about 28,000. That is the regular scholarship internally. And when you talk about the total scholarship, I think we have almost about 32,722 students who have benefited so far from inception to this date.
Generally?
Yeah. No, not generally, just within this from 2022 to 2023 academic session. Yes, quite sure.
All right.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Now, sir, is there special consideration for female students in the award of scholarship as Borno State is confronted, with the challenges of out-of-school children and girl child education?
Yeah, actually, in every scholarship we provided or we produced, or His Excellency directed us to give to Borno State students, actually we give more emphasis and priority to girl child. And even when you look at this scholarship performance so far, I think the girls almost have about 47.88% of the whole scholarship. So, which means the margin between the boys and girls is so little, because the boys is only 57.17%. So actually there is improvement in the enrollment of girl child to education and in the requirement of the scholarship. And even when we send students to Egypt, at least about 12 of them out of the 19 are girls. Yeah, so at least we give so much consideration to them. And presently, we have a scholarship for nursing, which we have special scholarship for women, for midwifery, and community nursing, national diploma in nursing, basic nursing, and what of it. So still in those two aspects, about 3 aspects of scholarship, the girls have the highest percentage. Yeah. So there is priority given to girls as far as scholarship is concerned in Borno State.
All right, let's now talk about this very fundamental, category of the society. How about people with special needs? Are they also going to benefit?
Yeah, actually, people with special needs, they have special scholarship, because when I came on board, normally they were paid 75,000 per individual in those who are studying in advanced institution. And they have been applying, and we have been capturing them so far. It is only that the number is very small, because I don't know maybe whether most of them doesn't go for higher educations or what have you, but those who apply, because they normally apply, we send information to them, to their institutions, and they apply it, and we have been paying them so far up to now.
All right. Executive Secretary, Borno State Scholarship Board, Isa Bala. thank you for contributing towards the success of Panorama today.
Thank you.
We appreciate you and do enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, that was the Executive Secretary, Borno State Scholarship Board. Sports is next on Panorama.